Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and welcome back to Amabel Goes to 4X School, the Civilization 6 edition, where check out this battleship I found. Molly built a little battleship in this tiny lake in the middle of their territory. I guess it will make it more annoying to attack these two cities because it can just roll over and like bombard stuff. But I don't know if that's a great expenditure of resources, personally. Anyway,
Certainly for the era of battleships, you are unlikely to see like lake combat.
yeah.
Whereas if you look at something like the War of 1812, for example, a lot of the fighting, especially around our area, was for control of the Great Lakes, using boats constructed on the lakes to fight in the lakes, rather than oceany stuff.
Amabel, are you fighting with me about whether or not that's ridiculous? Let's all have a laugh at how silly it obviously is and move on. So, I'm not actually sure. We might end up not needing the aircraft carrier because there's that rebase button on planes, you know? And I don't know if you can rebase to anywhere in your empire that can hold planes or if it needs to be the same landmass. But if it can be anywhere, I'm just curious here. Would it let me put my plane over here? No. Okay. You can trivially rebase to the same landmass. And we don't know if I'm not allowed to do that because it's a different landmass or because there's a maximum range on rebase or because the city's kind of not ours. You know, it's in the occupied state. Who knows? But it turns out we will still need aircraft carriers to get planes over there. Speaking of which, 4 turns till the carrier, 3 turns till our first bomber. We'll produce another bomber afterward. You know, it'll be good. Anyway. So, we are currently winning a tourism victory. It's going to happen. Obviously, I would prefer to win a little faster than that, though. Let's see if we can. We've just taken over the city of Guelph. Nan Madal is no longer mine, but it looks like Mansa Musa took it. Probably. It looks like it's still friendly. Nope. Nobody's suzerain. Well, this is why I wanted to hold on to a small number of envoys so that we could maintain the ability to take that back over.
Yeah.
I might be marching our giant death robot directly towards Singapore.
Yes.
Okay, this is Young Genius, the religious rock band. Notice we converted Ottawa to giant crab time.
Amazing.
We want to keep performing at Wonders where possible because we have this this music festival thing. But also, part of me wants to just like spread giant crab time.
You know, it'd be the funniest shit ever.
What?
If we started performing concerts in Eleanor's territory.
So I'm doing them here because we have the positive tourism income modifier. But you're right, that would be a very funny thing to do with this religious rock band. We finally lost them. 4,200 tourism generated though there. That's over 3 times our current rate, not quite 4. That's not bad. We got our faith's worth out of that that unit. So now we need to decide what is the most critical play. Oh, hold on. Our destroyer armada got a level. Yeah. Bonus combat strength against ranged units. Make it a little bit safer. You need to be healing. We have a couple of missile cruiser armadas that we could use to start prodding things. And Guelph is actually, we're positive loyalty now in Guelph. Just from having Victor being assigned there, I guess. And having a unit garrisoned, properly garrisoned, is also helpful. So I'm thinking about rolling down and trying to take Singapore. But maybe we need to establish a more thorough beachhead. We could start working on Gondar. You know what I like about this? I like coming down here and attacking Gondar. In part because it's something that we can do while potentially like waiting for the giant death robot. And then maybe it's just them and the giant death robot and they roll in and make that thing work.
Also, where was Gondar with the Westfold?
Okay, all right, okay. I knew it was coming. You didn't do it all last episode, but I was like, is she feeling okay? All right, heal up inside friendly territory. We also did gain this builder. I don't really know what to do with. I'm gonna go put down a solar farm here. All right. So I do kind of want to just keep stealing tech. We gained levels at Neutralize Governor. We're pretty good at it. And we know that he has Pingala in the city. Pingala's probably providing serious benefit to him. As we well know, a leveled up Pingala is very powerful. But also 74% success rate on not just boost a technology, but steal an entire technology. Feels like kind of a big deal to me. I think I want to take that.
Okay.
Please don't die, Rihat. Alright, so Babylon has finished with its thing that it was doing, and for some reason I can't get this to scroll the traditional way. So how long do we have until the era flip? Doesn't actually say here. I feel like this tooltip should tell you that.
Yeah.
It's not very many turns, right? If we could figure out a way to get 7 more points, we could golden age the last era. Also, we're experiencing some minor graphical.
Oh.
Huh.
It spread from his hair.
A new Great Admiral actually is welcome. I'm going to have him come down and hook up with the aircraft carrier. Okay.
So you have the great generals who aid like the infantry units and the great admirals. Is there a great mech pilot?
There is not. You cannot make Shinji pilot the robot. Which is why I know where you were going.
What's a Shinji?
I kind of want to buy an airport in this city next. I know that there's an era score boost for completely filling a district. Yeah, I think we might do that. I'm trying to think, is there anything else we can build that would give us era score? We have units using all of our resources. We don't have very much time, right?
Yeah.
Also, I realized Babylon isn't producing a trade route. We should absolutely have another trade route, so I kind of want to just build this. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just work on our market. I don't know. I don't think we're going to get the golden age. I think we're going to be close and not quite get there, and I think that's, fine. So what do I want to be producing here?
I mean, you've gotten a lot of golden ages.
We could just throw up you know what? Honestly, maybe it's a good idea to just throw up the Earth satellite. Perfect vision of the entire map. It's not a low value thing. We're 11 turns off of being able to upgrade this to a more modern kind of artillery, which obviously will be devastating for our opponents. We managed to chase the rock bands off of the landmass. That's something. He would love to give me a longsword in exchange for... All right, you know what? For you, the person who is helping me in this war, I will do it. Our uranium supply is stable, to be clear. We are producing exactly as much as we consume. Okay, 2 turns. Yeah, there's no way we're getting up there. All right. Let's knock out this rock band real quick. The Great Admiral's effect only reaches out 2 tiles, so I'm trying to keep him close so we're getting the combat strength bonus on our missile cruisers, and we're absolutely going to just sink a tank army that's trying to sail by. That's not happening. I don't really want to bother messing with their encampment. This is as much about generating experience as it is about actually doing damage. I think I'm gonna... You know what? I'm gonna roll the Destroyer Armada out, I think.
Okay.
We'll have this tank be the one garrisoned in here for the moment, the Modern Armor Corps. And then you kind of don't have a lot to do. So why don't you just go to sleep in here? We could set up an oil rig, but I don't really want to be producing... We don't need more oil, and I don't want to be producing any more harmful emissions right now.
Yeah.
It's already starting to affect us. Here comes the giant death robot, you know. Just sleep for the moment. We're going to do a little bit more sending of aid to Canada. Sheffield's outer defenses are damaged. But I don't know that I actually... How much do I care? You know what? It's a one-turn project to get the walls back up. I don't think that What's-Her-Name is going to turn on us or anything, but you never know. All right, I am going to buy this airport. Okay, that did produce Era score. We are 3 points away. I don't think there's anything we can do that's going to generate those points. Which is sad.
Yeah.
Oh, Mexico City just declared war on us? I mean, obviously refused deal. Wasn't Mexico City at war with us before? Like he'd taken... you know what? He might have lost suzerainty to Eleanor and then gotten it back. A great musician is worth some era score. That puts us 2 points off. I'm going to send this rock band back home. And then I guess I actually want you like up here. And you with the Great Admiral bonus. Oh, the Great Admiral. Hold on. I had to detach this Great Admiral. I got zone of controlled with the ship because I moved adjacent to the encampment. But the Great Admiral, as a non-military unit, is not affected by that. So we can disconnect him.
That makes sense.
Have him just move out. Okay, yeah, we're earning promotions with our units. Obviously, a thing of tremendous import. Singapore's walls are still so close to falling. If we can just get over there before they get their ship back together, it's going to be so good. Aha, go home. We did it. All right. It looks like we have a couple of spots left where we can put some music. The giant death robot is almost there. And I think we're going to construct a bomber here. And over here, maybe just like send some aid. So the era's about to end.
Yeah.
A thing we haven't really talked about at all is the system of patronage, whereby you can rush your production of a great person with either faith or gold. We do not have the faith or gold necessary to rush any great people for points. I don't have any money. If we had started this, if we had done this during this age, it would have caused the golden age to happen. All right, Victor is properly established in Guelph, which is great news. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we can do to get there.
That's all right. We avoided the Dark Age,
Yeah.
and we've gotten so many golden ages throughout the thing. We are winning. It's a testament to your knowledge and skill, and I feel like.
Hey, Mansamusa, I have a question.
Do you want to give me some era score?
He has 900 gold. Wilfred? Wilfred has 59. Here's what I'm thinking. If we could purchase a research lab, we would get that 3-point bonus again for completing a campus.
Okay.
Now we are 1,070 gold short.
All right.
But between the two players who can trade large amounts of immediate gold to us, they do have that amount. So, here's the thing. What if I wanted 902 of your gold? He's like, well, if you trade me some diamonds, like, I could part with this much. All right. I hear what you're saying. But what if 902 of your gold... This is not going to... He's not going to bite. I will give you a bunch of oil and aluminum. What about, I don't know, 60 aluminum? That's like a lot, right? 60 oil? Oh, he's actually almost at his oil cap. It's not that helpful. Make this more equitable. Okay. He's like, no, not even close. In no universe.
And Eleanor is not going to trade with us.
No. Well, we don't have the ability to trade for... Oh, she has so much money. What the hell are you doing? I'm not willing to trade that. Oh, really? What about if I give you back Sheffield? No, we would lose all the great works. We can't. I don't even know if it's actually all that beneficial. I don't have a good sense of what it is that gets done in the final era type. Like, because obviously accumulating era score is a thing that doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what we're about to walk into. I do know that I would like to purchase a rock band. Oh, right. We can buy a research lab with Faith.
Okay.
That didn't give us the... Wait. I thought that was going to give us a completion on the campus. Is there another campus building that we haven't gotten yet? So I thought completing... Or maybe that's... You know what? Maybe that's not our first completed campus. It's hard for me to imagine that I built a research lab somewhere else, though. This city doesn't even have a campus. Most of our cities don't, because they're not very good for us. Yeah, no, I thought we would get...
Well,
I thought we were going to get...
didn't trade for 900 gold to do that. That would have been really embarrassing.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I guess we don't... Huh. I thought for sure we were going to get that. All right, well... So it goes. I tried. I delayed the progress on our next rock band slightly. We'll live. The world enters the information era. So what exactly is it that happens? Dedication-wise, this is... All right, normal game. We are still gaining era score. Each time you kill a non-barbarian unit with a giant death robot, each successful offensive spy operation, each aerodrome building and great person, each artifact extracted. This is going to be like 3 points total over the whole era. We might get some giant death robot points here.
Yeah, let's go for that.
I feel like this is the thing that's going to get us the most value. That or like Bodyguard of Lies.
Yeah.
The fact that we are only running one giant death robot is going to make this a little awkward, you know? You really want
Yeah.
automaton warfare, huh?
I really want to get points for using the giant jet.
All
so
right,
bad.
all
It's
right.
just such a silly thing. We're
All
winning.
right.
Like, how? There's no universe in which we lose this game, right?
I don't think so, but like, why say a thing like that out loud? Okay. Bad news. Without us being in a golden age and all the extra pressure that produces, we are in fact losing loyalty net on a couple of our cities, including Sheffield.
Okay.
Oh, they rebuilt the walls in Singapore. You jerks. I send your rock band home. Yeah, this becomes a little bit more problematic then. I'm really bummed out we weren't able to make the golden age happen.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe you head back here and just heal up right quick. All right. Let's finish the trader for the open slot that we produced. So Sheffield is very slightly negative. Honestly, we could probably fix it with a garrisoned unit, it looks like. Obviously, the other one's going to be trickier because of the conditions over here. But
Yeah.
taking some cities nearby will help with that. Trigger the Eureka for advanced power cells. Armagh would like to be converted. That seems unlikely. All right, you're still running for a place where you can store your great works. We're still producing, but we are producing less tourism now because we were getting tourism from our golden age, which is frustrating. All right, it's fine. Oh shoot, my alliance with Mansa Musa needs to be renewed. Ugh, and I can't do anything until our turn starts again. It's fine. We'll be able to do it. Man landed on the moon. That's pretty rad. Okay, declare friendship. Alliance. Cultural alliance. You love the idea. Can we get some gold on that? Oh. Okay, well, that's 300 something. Sure. Remember when he was making us pay him? All right, let's continue our military alliance. Hey, buddy. He would give us 1 gold. I accept. It's a gesture, you know? Okay, so those are dealt with. Sea levels rising. That solar farm we built immediately washed into the sea, which is a bummer. Okay, we got our first bomber. Oh. Oh.
What?
Our aerodrome flooded. We have to build a flood barrier and drain the aerodrome is coastal lowland. Our bomber didn't finish because the sea level rose. Oops. Anyway, how's this going? We are still absolutely crushing. No reason to train more athletes, I don't think. So what do we want to make? We can build some subs. That's pretty funny. I wish we had access to more.
Why are subs funny?
You know, because they're not going to do anything. It's just be like a silly thing to do.
Okay.
They're not going to have any like effect.
I love this model of the world where submarines have no effect, but rock bands change the world.
Well, like, what would the submarine do in the situation we're in?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know.
Nobody else has a functional navy.
Yeah.
Right. So Okay, we have an industrial, a classical, and a renaissance, and an ancient, and a medieval. This is terrible. We have terrible theming in our museums here. Okay. I think our missile cruisers are headed down Singapore way. Let's see if we can't get ourselves access to Singapore. I think we're going to put this artillery in the ocean as well. You link up. Oh, wait, sorry, that's the destroyer armada. This one doesn't actually need to be down here. Let's just put you up on the shore. I want to attack their spec ops. Here, you can just get down here. I don't actually want to be in range of the city's weapons, obviously. Okay, this artillery armory is out of movement, so I'm not sure why. I think sometimes you do a thing and your unit ends up with a fractional movement point.
Mm-hmm.
So it can't do anything, but it still wants orders. And so for every such unit, you just have to tell them, no, fucking don't. You know?
Yeah, that's a weird... They should be able to, round it down and...
Yeah, they can
not
detect.
bother you with
They
it.
can detect that this unit can't move. For sure, they can. But they choose not to. I'm gonna rebase this trader over to Mari because I want to make sure we have a trader running to Mansa Musa. For open borders tourism purposes. Let me actually flood barrier over here as well because we are losing terrain. We got to get some stuff figured out. I guess I should probably build a broadcast center here. And then this city should probably do some basic repairs. Oh, the monument actually will help with the loyalty issues. Just a tiny little bit.
Okay.
All right, guidance systems are finally finishing. We can get proper siege unit upgrades. Proper new siege units. Information era anti-air support unit provides cover from air and nuclear attacks up to 1 hex away from the weapon. It'll just shoot down a nuclear missile. Sure. Okay. Man loves to laugh. You got to give him that. Yeah, I bet you would seed Guelph. Oh, Mexico City's gonna flip to her control, apparently. Yeah, we're losing.
I love watching my mom argue with.
We're losing coastal tiles. Okay, we established a listening post, so we have a little bit more diplomatic visibility to what's going on with our man there. You need to run all the way up here to deliver your other great work of music. Y'all need to chill with the fucking rock bands. Send those home. Okay. Despite being heavily outnumbered, our giant death robot has won the day. It's true, we did only have one giant robot. Can you believe it? Alright, so we can provide a little bit of damage here. We have 12 turns to liberate Singapore. I am confident that we are going to get that handled. So my man has been providing good information here. I kind of want to rebase him, though, because we're at this point, we're trying to take this city. He's not going to be providing a lot of benefit to us there. What do we want him to do? We're not going to need him for vision anymore soon, right? We have vision of the city now from our other units, and soon we're going to have the satellites. So, if we're going to set you up in a new place, we want it to be somewhere where we can use that to like do some harm. Oh, my man also has a giant death robot. Isn't that interesting? Where is your source of uranium? We're probably gonna have to. Oh no, there's some uranium. Okay. So this city's a high priority.
Okay.
You know what? Why don't you go see what's up over there? Hold on. I don't actually want y'all to leave just yet. I want you to come back on shore for just a second. Because next turn we can buy the rocket artillery upgrade. And then we'll sail out. So we can only do that while we're in friendly territory.
Right.
All right, let's make sure we are outputting as much tourism as possible here by running a trade route to you. Sadly, we have to wait for the ships or the planes to finish before this thing's really doing anything of value. So I guess just sleep here. Okay. What else can we do? We can contribute units to the war effort. Doing pretty well here, but you know what? A little bit more insurance aid, I think, is reasonable. Actually, can Mari flood barrier? No, we cannot flood barrier here. Okay. Then I'm fine with that. So, we finished guidance systems.
Mm-hmm.
Nuclear submarines are not like a super high value to us. Nuclear fission, I think, is what our spy is currently stealing. Was it fission or fusion? Well, if we get fission, then we could maybe build a nuclear power plant somewhere to boost through fusion. But what I think we want now, unfortunately, like a 40 turn research is pretty unrealistic. But I think I would like advanced power cells, giving us the ability to do siege damage to cities with our giant death robot, which will make him just an unbelievable terror. Scouts just running around trying to ward off rock bands. What a goofy life. All right. The English Empire has declared war against Hunza.
Ah, my beloved.
I don't
Fill
like
the
that.
cup that clears today of past.
All right. Quiet you. I don't think we're actually going to slot any of this stuff. Sorry, not this button. This button. What I wanted from that was mostly to see what the final civic was. Okay, the final one is called Future Civic. Can be researched multiple times, increasing your points toward the score victory. Also awards a governor title and diplomatic favor. Okay, so that's not like super exciting. Out of curiosity, hey Victor. Bonus combat strength to anti-air support units. Production increase to nuclear armament. Okay. So I was seeing if he had anything that could boost his loyalty output or anything. He doesn't. So I don't actually care about governor titles very much at this point in the game. So I guess let's pick up global warming mitigation.
Okay.
We are still losing this, although it is slightly slower. There's nothing else we can build to gain loyalty here. We could repair the Ferris wheel. City's like, yeah, it's not really available to us. Like, we can't really do much else. All right, repair the Ferris wheel. Fucking fine. Send the rock bands home. Upgrade this to a rocket artillery army. Very good. guys just continue to harass Singapore. We're getting some reasonable wall damage here. And actually, the giant death robot also can do some okay damage without taking very much damage, most critically. So this thing is a modern era unit, right? The rocket artillery. It's an information era unit. So actually, our John Monash here is no longer providing his bonus to our rocket artillery army. So I'm actually going to have him retire and just give it a promotion.
Okay.
All right, what is going on with this? What is she doing? Drone, link up. You guys are still staying together. You can send this rock band home. Let's excavate an artifact here. Oh, that's a very loud noise.
Hang on.
Apologies, y'all. That is what our horrible doorbell sounds like. This is a Renaissance era artifact. I'm trying to remember who. I don't think it's a barbarian artifact, right? We'll take a Renaissance barbarian. Halberd. Is it? No, our other Renaissance thing was an Eleanor thing. Okay, so if we could get a Renaissance artifact from somebody, we could finish theming this out. Hey, Wilfred, my friend. Do you happen to have a Renaissance era artifact? That's a sculpture. My man does not do a lot of archaeology. Hey, Mansa Musa. Nope. Ancient Javelin. Yeah. All right. I mean, it's not impossible that we could get a trade from Eleanor. She could have something. She has a lot of sculptures. It's actually like not a lot of artifacts, just kind of in the world in general. It's very inconvenient for me. Yeah, very unfortunate. Well, we'll keep running off these guys. I'm sure Amabel's dealing with whatever it was at the door.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Was it important?
It was a package for the roommate.
Okay. How dare they make us sound? Okay, so he's using his giant death robot to attack Mansa Musa's cities, which means we don't have to worry about it competing with us, at least. Ugh, I need more siege damage over here. I really got caught off guard by this, by the aerodrome flooding. I feel silly. Okay, really, even with a unit. All right, we'll figure that out. I'm really bummed out that we missed that. That we missed that golden age. It's having a lot of negative effects on us.
Yeah, but but that's part of the thing too. You don't want the thing to be too easy.
Yeah.
You know, you want to deal with the challenges as they come, and it's good to be able to actually have like some meaningful decisions to make because you're at a disadvantage. Why do you think I play big games so badly all the time? It's to make it more challenging for me.
All right, I'm going to have this guy fortify in place until healed.
That was very funny, and she didn't laugh. I see how it is.
I bet you might have noticed I'm doing something right now. I don't know if you're aware of that.
I am aware.
Okay. Kind of think I was shifting focus to Gondar to see if taking Gondar relieves the loyalty pressure from nearby citizens enough.
Okay.
think I'm going to try. All right, so this rocket armament army doesn't actually have all that much combat strength. I think what I'm going to do is grab these forward observers. I don't want to be in a position where I can be bombarded by their encampment. I say immediately rolling into such a position. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. But what I want to do is run that unit down here by run that unit down to Singapore and then actually fire at them from near Singapore. England's got a giant death robot too. Everybody's just like half a step behind me, and I wish they were more steps behind me. You know, it's very inconvenient.
Yeah.
Can't do anything about this. I would like to make Mansa Musa not the boss of everywhere. Or not Mansa Musa, Menelik. And flipping Mogadishu in particular would be useful because it is adjacent to his stuff. But we can't get even close. I guess this is a thing to use Amani for. I can't send. That's right. We can't send her to places that we're currently at war with. I have to break the war first by sending envoys, and then we can do the other thing. All right. Well, never mind. Then we'll worry about it later. All right. Here's hoping my rocket artillery army doesn't take too much damage from the bombardment. It's funny that in the peace deal, they would give us War and Peace.
Yeah.
All right, rock concerts are constant. They are never ending. All right, I discovered advanced power cells
Becomes complete.
through
Crooked.
theft. That's fucking rad. All of a sudden, our giant death robot is a siege weapon. Well, kaboom. And we can do this at the same time. Go home, rock band. No one is allowed to rock. Also, if we're honest, they're a fash band. They don't have the capability.
Oh no, they changed their government to democracy.
Oh.
In the that was last episode.
Maybe they have the ability, potentially. Hard to say. Wait. Abort mission. I told you to steal, but I didn't. I have to we have to give him his promotion first. I goofed up and I assigned him a new mission before giving his promotion. Okay. What do we want to do here now? So are we still crushing the world games? Somebody figured out how to train athletes. We have just enough time to do one more train athletes in this city before the competition ends. I'm going to do that. This city... Plymouth can't really produce anything of value. It's not near its housing limit. And it produces things too slowly. I guess the diplomatic quarter would give us more favor for each delegation or embassy from a foreign civilization. Plus one envoy I've built next to the city center. I guess? I don't know. It seems like an okay thing to build there. Okay, so new science. That was the science we most cared about, and now we have it. I guess nuclear fission would be cool. Like pretty much everything. We're going to need nuclear fission before we can get anything else. prereqs and stuff all over the place. We're about to get our Earth satellite, which is rad. And we're working on stuff as best we can be. Mexico City declared war on Hunza. Because Mexico City flipped to Eleanor, which is fine because she's still like, I'm not going to send envoys there right now because they're just going to get deleted when it flips over to be an English city. Oh, we do have the faith, I believe, to purchase our next rock band.
Okay.
So that's cool. And yeah, and merrily we roll along. Just chasing the rock bands around is still keeping them from doing stuff. I think our giant death robot, killed an armor unit in a defensive move there. And look at that. Okay, so we got ourselves the space race. Oh, you know what? It's that first space race project might be just reveal the world map, not like you don't have active vision everywhere. That's kind of wild because by that point in the game, you will definitely already know the shape of the entire map. But whatever. Go home. I'm just going to keep doing that. All right, we are continuing to deal damage to Singapore. Here comes our rocket artillery. Gondar's getting what Gondar deserves. And slowly. Performance is more experienced on wonder tiles? Sure. It's a real industrial high. Okay. You need to take a promotion. Steal technology is if 2 levels more experienced. That's the thing we want. We need to be stealing technology constantly. This is the only way we are going to get new technology at this point in the game. And now that we can build... you know what? Give me another train athletes real quick, because it does seem like Wilfred's making a real run for it. But now that we can train rocket artillery, I do think that we're going to be producing a lot more military units.
Okay.
All right, we have 6 turns to figure out the Gondar situation. I think we're going to do it. I just hope it's enough pressure relieved. Oh, they ran their own giant death robot all the way over here to defend Singapore. That's actually kind of good for us. It means that they're not pushing on Mali with it. Send your rock band home. Okay, our giant death robot is going to have to back out. I can't even kill that helicopter. Really? All right. We can move up to here and bombard Gondar with a proper siege damage. We should probably pause to take rolling barrage. We're getting pretty close. It'll only be another turn or two. So yeah, I think you've just got to get out of there. We got 7 turns to take Singapore. It's not ideal. We're really close, too. 2 more attacks would have done it. I can pillage and take 150 health. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fall back to here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using the volcano to sort of just limit the amount of attacking they can do. All right, steal a tech boost, 90%.
That's pretty good.
That spy's been doing great work. 3 amenities and 4 housing for a city of Jane Drew's choice. We can definitely make use of that. So, Toronto needs more housing, we know. We're not really desperate for amenities anywhere. But at the very least, we can run over to Toronto, solve that housing problem. And because of the mausoleum, we have 2 charges for that, which is nice. 5 turns, okay. Just keep chasing them. Well, stuff's going on with our spies. I refuse your deal. A spy from the Ethiopian Empire was killed trying to recruit partisans.
In adamantine bonds in France.
There's a diplomatic victory point, putting us on 16 of 20 as new stuff's about to come in.
Yeah.
Yep, trying to recruit partisans in Babylon. How dare you? Obviously, the fact that this is a thing that generates grievances, the value of that is somewhat limited by the fact that, we're already in a desperate war with each other. All right, there go the city walls, and that should be the fall of Gondar. All right, how does that help? Well, we're not getting good information on this. Keep city. Should I just raise it? I'm going to keep it for a second. And then we're going to turn around and start with the harassment. You, my friend, have to get out of here. All right, we're not going to be able to recruit partisans here, but I am going to be able to steal some of their money, maybe? Reducing their loyalty is still not going to help. We have a lot of money. We could probably buy some pretty reasonable units. Can I purchase? Am I allowed to purchase units straight up here? I am. Okay. So if we were to make off with some cash, I'm trying to think, like, what's the most impactful thing we could do with it? We could just build more rocket artillery. I wish we had the ability to just build, to do something that would cause loyalty, you know?
Yeah.
The loss of the bonus loyalty from not being in a golden age, I think is still kind of kicking us in the teeth here. All right, so World Games has us at 350. Fairly confident we're not getting caught this time.
Okay.
Let us. So when is the next session of the World Congress is 3 turns. So carbon recapture won't get us more votes in time. So I'm just going to hit a send aid here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just make absolutely sure that we come out. We don't need to actually do that. But we're remaining safe. I'm going to try to get some money. You know what? I'm going to gain sources. Then we're going to try to steal some money.
Well, if we win both those things, and we get at least 1 point.
Yeah, it's entirely possible that we're about to just win. But
Okay.
I'm trying to,
Yeah.
in case that doesn't happen.
Trying to cover our bases.
Yeah. All right, Toronto. Begin construction of your broadcast center, I guess. How bad is the loyalty situation here exactly? We are falling 14 points. I mean, a monument's quite cheap. I'll buy a monument. That'll help a tiny little bit. It might give us an extra turn. And, you know, if we lose this stuff, we can do the dance that we did with What's-Her-Face and just reclaim it later. I don't know. I'm just clicking something because we need to click something. Out of curiosity, how's this going? We're at 246 of the 479 that we need. You can see the rate of this has really accelerated.
Yeah.
And we've gained access to information warfare. +1 movement if starting turn in enemy territory. Bonus production for giant death robots. When you reduce a player's diplomatic points diplomatic victory points, get 50% of your diplomatic favor back and +1 favor per turn. So none of this stuff is like super compelling. I think we're just gonna research Future Civic. Yep, rock bands are rocking. Okay, it looks like after recalculations, we are gaining in Guelph now. Gondar was enough of a pressure reduction. Gondar itself is not doing so hot, but we're gaining here. All right, let's talk about the new situation we have now, which is this tank being a problem. I'm going to run you down to here. We simply will not allow the tank to live. Bold new solutions for a new era. And our rocket artillery, with the bonus plus range and the base attack range of rocket artillery being higher than previous artillery, and the bonus range from the drone, we can just shoot Singapore from here. So
That's pretty good.
what I need is for this giant death robot to get some health back so that it can run in and conquer the city. Destroyer Armada, just hold position for the moment because having something there is providing us a little bit of bonus loyalty. You like to work on wonders. Let's work on a wonder. That's not industrial at all. Okay.
Yeah.
2,500 tourism, album sold, band survives critically.
Yeah, but they're no young genius.
Well, I mean, come on, that's an unfair comparison. Who is as great as Young Genius? Jet bomber, please. Oh, I didn't get the flood barrier finished before the sea level rose the rest of the way. We just lost our aerodrome in this city. All right, fine. I'll make another one. Ridiculous. All right. Here comes the score for the World Games. Wilfred made a push at the end there. He really did. I'm glad that we built up as much as we did beforehand. Ah, yes. Jane Drew gets to push on housing for Toronto. Toronto actually still needs another housing boost. And we'll just hit it again with her. And somewhere our rockman is a rocket. English spies getting captured. People should not spy on me. It is not beneficial to them. All right, we did it. A diplomatic victory point. 2 tourism for each campus, which is not actually very much tourism for us. Plus tourism for stadium and aquatic centers. Again, not amazing. Plus tourism. Yeah, okay. The diplomatic victory point was really like the only thing we got out of that. All right, let us continue to bombard Singapore. Let's see here. We'll move over here, and I can annihilate this unit pretty quickly. Cool. Great. All right. You want to rock on another wonder? We know what your music sounds like. It's fine. All right. 1,750 bonus tourism. Handy. Just keep running around threatening rock bands. So I would like to wait for another jet bomber to be completed, but it is annoying. It is an annoying wait for sure. Mashkan Shapir is ready to put something out, and I think at this point it's probably just rocket artillery.
Okay.
We're already sending planes.
Yeah.
We have the ocean well in hand. Nobody's even challenging us on that. Sheffield is still very slowly losing. Sheffield doesn't have a monument either. I'm no longer the suzerain of Non-Madal, but I feel pretty strongly that I should be. It'd be really great if you would stop doing that so that I could build up envoys for... In fact, why don't you take stuff from him instead of taking stuff from me?
The whole point of having a two-front war.
Well, I mean, Wilfred's not actually part of the war, right?
Oh, it wasn't Wilfred. Okay. Gotcha.
He's just being an asshole.
Wilfred.
An allied friend reports that the newspaper in Halifax published a review of something.
A review of our rock band.
Ah, okay. You do read a lot faster than I do. Okay, so... First of all, climate accords. Having CO2 emissions... Ooh, this is tricky because this one we're probably bad at. But I bet everybody else is going to vote it up, so I'm going to vote it up so I'm at least a member of the thing. Obviously, this we care a very great deal about. And then these two... We have to... We would like to win at least one of them. Because everything that we're in the winning voting block on, we get a diplomatic victory point for.
Yeah.
So, mercenary companies. Producing or purchasing military units using the chosen currency type is extra expensive or is cheaper. And then we have to pick up public works program. Jeez. These are the options, really? Okay. That's interesting. I was kind of hoping we were going to be able to pull the capturing emissions one. You know? So let's see here. We have a couple of players who are sending stuff up into space. My guess is there's going to be some significant votes for that. Wilfred in particular just put up an Earth satellite. So I'm guessing he's thinking like this.
Okay.
Faith gold or production. Producing military units is cheaper. Do people in general want producing military units to be more expensive or less expensive? This is the question.
Yeah.
Also,
I definitely would go heavy into this one.
well, yeah, we have to try to beat the people who are going to gang up and vote on us here, and we cannot win this if they all go in on it. We just don't have anywhere near enough favor, and they buy votes cheaper than we do, right? Because they're getting, like, 3 people buying their first, second, and third votes is way cheaper than one person buying 9 votes because of the escalating costs. So we can go pretty hard on this. But I'd like to make sure that we're in position to win this one too. My guess is somebody's going to want to either make units much cheaper to produce or much more expensive to produce. Menelik's not really doing anything. I bet it's going to be people want military units to be cheaper to produce with production.
Okay.
We only have to be part of the winning block on the other ones.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I actually went to 1 vote on each of these, we could put down 11 votes on this.
I think that's worth doing.
All right. That leaves us with 10 more favor. We could buy 1 more vote of some kind on something else, but I don't know what the point would be.
All right. Cross some fingers.
The game might just be over, potentially. It is. I just got an achievement.
Wait, they didn't show us the...
To live in peace. To the times when you stood against aggression. You have always sought cooperation. You did not do this merely to brighten your own glory, but because dignity belongs to each of us. And in so doing, you have proved that your ancient and eternal commitment to a shared peace will be the foundation of the world of tomorrow.
Yeah, it's all just like it's so fucking like the aesthetics of liberalism and completely hollow, right? The idea that like you did all this stuff and you blew up Menelik's shit and you created a uranium-powered death robot because all of us deserve dignity. You did win, to be clear. One person here is superior to all the others, but all of us are great, is what, you know?
No, not one person. It's one national.
Oh yeah, do you see a society here? I'm pretty sure it's one person. It's me.
Yeah.
Ancient and eternal commitment to a shared peace. I am the greatest military aggressor in the history of the world. Current, but also history of the world. And on top of that, I am the one who is most responsible for the destruction of the Earth's climate. And I developed the technology for carbon recapture, but I didn't use it. I developed the technology because developing the technology was worth victory points.
But that's how it works, though, right? Is, when a country is dominant, like it gets to kind of set the narrative.
Here's the thing indicating what a good peaceful person I was, the number of cities that I've captured.
Yeah.
Units killed, leading in units killed. I wasn't. For a lot of the game, I wasn't, but we got there.
So one of the things...
line? Is that Wilfred? No, Wilfred's that one. What color is that? The Alexander color? Okay. Alexander killed a lot of people before he got wiped out.
Yeah, it makes sense.
This is my guess for what happened with Alexander and Menelik. It looks to me like they were probably fighting through a lot of the game, and Alexander declared an offensive war and fucked up and got beaten, and then the defenders just rolled back over him because they could. That's what I think happened.
Yeah. So I think something that's really interesting about this game is because it frames each of these civilizations as things that exist as a single polity for thousands of years.
Yeah.
With a unified identity. Like it really perhaps unconsciously buys into a lot of like really gross nationalist rhetoric, and also doesn't just create like this is not
It's not that unconscious. It can't be, right?
It's not a historical narrative, though.
No, it's not. Yeah, here's the thing. They've been building these for how many years? It's very difficult for me to believe that a lot of what goes into this has continued to go unexamined.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's a choice.
The thing is, I keep talking about like the game reflecting a sort of like bland liberal, and I'm using liberal in a very like modern U.S. politics kind of way. So apologies if that does not comport with an understanding of liberalism from other places or times. But I keep saying this is just sort of like a broad, bland, liberal take on what history is. But the fact is, and this is the thing a lot of people in the US are loath to admit, that idea of broad, bland liberalism, it has a lot of conservatism in it.
Oh, absolutely.
Like liberals are right of center. It's just that in the US, our other major party is so insanely far to the right that you can be significantly, you can be, 90% right of center and still be to the left of the Republicans. And so it looks like, anyway, I don't want to get on the whole thing. It's just like, part of the reason that I am not super comfortable playing historical 4X games, the reason I don't like to play the games with one of the reasons I don't like to play the games with the historical settings is the genre has a lot of colonialist shit baked into it. And the fact is, I was raised in a colonialist society with colonialist views. And so my brain likes a lot of that stuff. There's a really great Dan Olson video about the way this manifested in his game of Minecraft that I think is worth watching.
I've seen that. Yeah.
But I like to do the things. My brain is happy when I'm like, I go to a place and I explore the grand frontier and I plunk down my civilization and I begin to extract from the land and build things with it. And building things is rad. And, I don't want to sound like I'm totally sitting in judgment because, I like a bunch of the stuff I'm talking about. And some of it I think is morally neutral. Not all of it. But I do think that these games promote a really gross version of it. A version of it that is tied to a certain kind of historicity, but not to a kind of historicality. It's this sort of a truthiness about... And then again, like we've been complaining about, words being used to mean the opposite of things that they mean, because if they meant that, it would be more palatable to a certain point of view and the dominant cultural power structures of our time. And
I mean, the kind of thing I'd want to see in an historical game like this is I would want to see, countries continually collapsing and reforming and splitting off, and maybe, after a few hundred years because of internal pressures, because it's almost always internal pressures. You're no longer the Roman Empire. Now you're the Byzantine Empire, or you're like the Papal States or something. And that kind of evolution would be something I would have...
I'm being I feel a little silly here. I should have thought, Mansa Musa's going to want to make units. I think Wilfred wants to make units, but one thing we know about Mansa Musa, because of his baseline mechanics, he's a very gold focused civilization. So of course he wants to make it cheaper to make units with gold rather than production. I should have thought of that and gone gold. I correctly predicted people wanted to make units cheaper, but I wasn't thinking about the way that they would do that. The public works program, I was extremely not right about this. Literally nobody was thinking Mars colony. And in fact, most people just wanted it to be harder for everybody else to make a moon landing. And then on the diplomatic vote, there was one selfish vote from Eleanor, and then 9 votes against us, or 8 votes against us. So that scrounging for that 11th vote didn't do anything. We were all set. And, the climate accords passed, because of course it did. Everybody's into it. So, at the end of the game, cool. At the end of the game, this is where we're at. Molly is leading on the science victory. We do not quite have the highest total score, but the way score is calculated is a little goofy anyway. Mansa Musa launched Earth satellites. I guess it was him. Oh, okay. No, you launched the Earth satellite. You didn't do the moon landing yet. Okay, I think I had them in reverse order in my head for some reason, even though that doesn't make logical sense. Listen, I was very focused on other stuff. But yeah, so Mansa Musa was very slightly ahead. It still would have been a long time before he would have won that victory. We were cruising on this. This is probably the next victory type that would have happened. But well before that science victory.
100 more turns.
It wouldn't have been 100 more turns. With the this doesn't, include pulses from the rock bands, and we would have kept
Okay.
acquiring more stuff, and yeah. In the end game, obviously, like, if the religious victory doesn't happen by about like turn 100 and maybe like 200-ish, it's never going to happen. And even then, it's getting pretty late. And the diplomatic victory, yeah, we did it. Woo. So anyway, that was Civ.
That was Civ.
Like I was saying a couple episodes ago, my initial plan had been to play at least 2 games of each of the games that we play so that you can see the differences and stuff. But I don't want to play any more Civ.
And I've seen enough Civ. So here's the thing I'm going to say.
And the thing is, like, another game would be different in like a new civilization. Actually, let me pull down the thing. Let's unend scroll. Unend scroll. Go back to the main menu and let me show you something.
Okay.
The amount that the different civilizations differ is pretty small. And that's really the thing that I wanted to show you so that we can contrast it to other games.
Okay, but that's the thing you can.
You can get the sense of it real quick here when we go to the civilization menu. So like the basic idea is each civilization is, if we go to create game and we click this. Okay, so each civilization has a unique unit, and because of the way units work in the tech tree, this means that you're using the same military units as everybody else for 99% of the game, right?
Yeah.
There's one point in the tech tree where you have a unit that's a little bit better than the unit that it replaces, P-51 Mustang instead of the normal fighter. But aside from that, your military is effectively the military that anybody else would have. There's also a passive ability, as you can see here, the Founding Fathers ability. This is usually a little bit more overall impactful. And then there is a unique building or district, or sometimes it's a tile improvement, some unique thing to build, which in this case, we have the film studio. Those second and third things, the ability and the building, are generally a lot more impactful than the unit. But they're still only so impactful. And almost every game of Civ is going to be the same thing, where you sort of acquire the sort of that like broad mid-game base of power, and maybe based on your particular abilities, you'll do that in a slightly different way. Or your base of power will be slanted in a slightly different way than it would be as somebody else. But basically, you'll gain the ability to do everything, and then you'll pick a thing and do it until you win. And then on top of those things, each leader brings an ability. And for most of the civilizations, this is just a fourth thing. But there are a handful of civilizations where you can pick from more than one leader. So, like, for example, you could be Catherine de Medici's France, or I think there's another France in here. Actually, you can pick a different Catherine de Medici's France. Black Queen or Magnificence. And you can see the Grand Tour and the Garde Imperiale and the Chateau are all the same, but it just changes the leader ability that's associated.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple of different flavors of Cleopatra. There's England under Elizabeth I and England under Eleanor of Aquitaine. Stuff like that. So it really is. It's just, it feels quite samey to me. One game to another, they feel pretty samey. You're doing a lot of the same stuff for a lot of the time, and it's not the same, but it's similar enough that I don't think there's necessarily a lot of value in us playing another one and like aiming for a different victory condition. We could try to like really time optimize super hard, go like for a Korea science victory or a Russia religion victory or something, but I think you've seen it. I think you get it.
I've seen like,
and I'm excited to move to the next thing also.
I am too. Yeah. Because here's the thing, I enjoy going to Forex school.
Yeah.
But if there was like another 13 episodes of Civ, I would probably skip class. So it's probably good that we move on.
All right, you all heard that. It's not my fault. She threatened to revolt. She was recruiting partisans. So that's going to be it for us for today and for this chapter of Amabel Goes to 4X School. Come back next time for something maybe a little bit more legendary. Is that subtle enough? Should I have gone a little something with endless appeal, if you get what I'm saying?
I don't.
And we'll see you then.